Welcome back to another video. Today we are testing out or doing a first impressions drive of FSD 14.2.2.3. So it is another very minor point release. I'm not sure if we'll notice anything different about it, but taking it on a similar drive, gonna see if we can park in a parking garage and see if we notice anything better about the navigation or anything. I'm really hoping that there is some improvements on the navigation front, because really that is one of the biggest complaints I have about version 14. It drives great most of the time, but it makes very strange navigation choices. And also there seems to be some problems with some of the map data, speed limits, and that sort of thing. So hopefully we'll get some improvements on that. The other thing that is still missing, I believe, from 14 is the added ability to pick a parking spot, or, at least select how you would like to park at a particular location. For example, often when I navigate to the grocery store, it will actually back into a space, and it really should just allow you to nose into a space at particular locations, because obviously I'd want to be able to have access to my trunk, so I don't want it to back in that particular scenario. So we'll see how it goes. It did have less of a struggle getting out of this parking lot, it looks like. Last time we did end up going a very strange way to get out of this parking lot. Hopefully we will be able to navigate to this parking garage from a different direction. I would really like to try to force it to go in a different entrance that it doesn't usually go in, or at least not go all the way around. Like last time we took a big detour to go around. I think it was to avoid some traffic, but I don't really know that it was necessary to do that, and it ended up being a lot further. So yeah, it does look like it's going to go, right now at least, it's going to go the direction I want it to go. So all right, it's getting mad at me because I was looking at the screen, but I was also I had to look actually to the left to check for cars, and it was still telling me to pay attention. So I don't know, that's a little bit curious, because I, actually in that instance was paying attention to what I needed to be paying attention to, and that's whether the street was clear for us to get onto. So I don't know. It does seem like it is at the times where it's getting to an intersection or something like that, the attention monitoring does seem to be a little bit more strict. And that makes sense, because those are going to be the harder situations. And so that is when it should be, being a little more strict on that. So see how this goes. They keep working on this road here. It's still quite a mess. Hopefully they will get it paved sometime soon. But at the moment, it is actually still pretty messed up. So construction on this road, it is a 25 mile per hour speed limit, and that's what it shows here, but it is going 33. We are in standard. So a little strange. I guess sometimes it just decides that it's going to go well over the speed limit in standard. I can't ever figure out the speed control. Definitely one of those things that seems to be hit and miss. Sometimes it makes sense. Sometimes it seems to be going an inappropriate speed. Now, I'm sure everybody is going to be driving closer to 35 on that road, because it is it is a main road, but it is sort of residential too. So it's I don't know. You really there are driveways directly off that road, and it's small and windy. Goes near a park, so seems like 25 is appropriate for that road. All right, so a little bit of traffic here, but we did actually bypass the, I think the worst of it here, as long as we see the person behind us is actually turning where we wanted. Well, no, not where we wanted to, but they definitely passed us. So we definitely could have, if we were a little more aggressive, we could have gone that way. Okay, it says curbside. No, we want to do parking garage. Okay, that's good. All right. Yeah, for a second there, I didn't catch it, and it said curbside. I definitely wanted to try to park in the parking garage, so kind of makes me wonder if that's why it decided to take this route. But yeah, we have had enough space here if we were more aggressive to get into the turn lane that we actually want to get into, but it's deciding to be patient and not cross over these yellow lines, even though it means we're going to have to wait another light cycle for no reason. Well, now I can get into it. Okay. And we actually have the flashing yellow here. Oh, no, it's going to turn red. Okay. I was going to say we might have had an opportunity to go on the flashing yellow there. All right, so the parking garage is up here on the left. We do have the opportunity, as soon as we turn onto this street here, to turn right into the parking garage. But as it shows on the navigation, it looks like it's going to go around to the other side, to the other entrance for it. So yeah, we could just turn right here. That would have been preferred, in my opinion, since we would have been in the parking garage at that point. This guy is parking. Okay. Wow, we just went right by that guy. I mean, he still had his reverse lights on, so I guess that makes sense. But I wasn't actually sure what he was planning on doing. All right, here is the parking garage. We should be parking in it, so this should be good. Plenty of spaces. Shouldn't have any trouble finding a space. Looks like there's not very many on this level. But if we go straight ahead, well, actually, there is one space on this level here. So maybe it is going to take this one available space. And yeah, it's a pretty good one. All right, so there it is. It's going to back into this space. Looks like it's going to do it on one attempt. Yes, looks like it is. Just one try, and it did actually park in the space. All right, so good job. Now the question is it going to get out of the parking garage? So we already have another navigation point, and it is actually a charger. This is the charger that we tried to go to last time and had some difficulties with parallel parking. So let's see if it does a better job of parallel parking this time. We did one time in the daytime. It did a good job of parallel parking, but The one time that we did it at night, it did a very poor job of parallel parking. So let's see how it does at this parking spot. It is deciding to go a very strange way to get there. It does say curbside when we get there. Let's see. Parking lot. No. I guess curbside. I don't know. Well, I guess park. It's not a parking lot, but we'll go with park. Now, see, we're actually going up a level. There is an exit here, so this would not be the most efficient way to go, but we can exit here if we go to the right. And we did not. We went to the left. So, parking garages not solved because we are now going up for no reason. So that is bad news. And I actually don't want to spend too much time here. I'll let it go a little bit to see if it's gonna get itself out of the situation, but it really should have just turned right before. And now we need to go left. Instead, it's continuing to go up higher and higher in this parking deck. Yep, okay. So it continues to go the wrong direction the entire time. I can try to force it with the turn signal to go the correct direction. I mean, I don't really know what it's thinking that it's actually doing. All right, so we can't go any higher because it is blocked off by these cop cars here. All right, so now it has the opportunity to correct itself and actually just go back down and get out of the parking garage. But now it needs to go straight. Nope, I'm not going to let it do it anymore. I disengaged there because I just don't want to waste any more time in this parking garage. So parking garages are not solved. It definitely has struggles finding a way out. I think last time when it did find a way out, it was just sheer luck because it just happened to go the right direction on the first try. Now that we have it going the correct direction and going back down, let's see if it actually finds the way out. I'm not going to let it go back up the parking garage anymore. So this is not solved. Parking garages are not solved. All right, straight ahead would be good. Yeah, so now it noticed it just passed this exit the first time and didn't correct itself. Again, we are not going the most efficient route, I don't believe, to be able to get to where we're going, but it seems to choose to go this way each time. So, it doesn't surprise me that we're going this way. All right, so we actually have the green. It let that guy go, even though really we were definitely there first, but that's fine. He waved at us. That's one thing I think FSD 14 is sometimes a little too courteous. It lets people in. Sometimes that's a good thing to be very courteous, but sometimes it confuses people and also puts people in a dangerous situation because maybe they really shouldn't be going, but that's okay. That was fine in that situation. Definitely, like, we were there first, so it made more sense for us to go, but he recognized what we were doing. So all right, so the charger is actually on the left side of the street, and it is full. So it looks like we do have an opportunity to park in a space. Oh, is it actually gonna? Ooh, okay. So it is actually going to attempt to park in this charger's parking spot. See if it does a better job than it did last time. That would be nice. So it has plenty more room to keep backing up, which I think it should do. And it's not. So yeah. Well, I don't have the patience for it, and I think there is somebody actually in that car behind us. I'll just tap in the accelerator here. All right. Now if it just pulls forward. Okay. So that's a terrible job parking. We are about first of all, I wasn't sure if it was ever going to stop, but we are probably a good 1.5 to 2 feet off of the curb there. So very, very poor job. So yeah, it's still very bad at parallel parking, which is unfortunate. Let's see. We'll just do this one thing here. See if we can get it to do its little 3-point turn thing. See if we get out of the space anymore. Oh, man. Very tight there. Very tight. We could have just backed up. I just don't understand why it gets so close to those cars. I mean, I guess I know it knows where the front of the car is. But, man, for me as a human driver, I would much prefer that it give some more room in those scenarios. All right, so this now we'll go here and add that as a stop and edit the trip actually. So we'll edit and we'll get rid of that. All right, so now it can just do its 3-point turn thing. See how it goes. Who knows, maybe we'll get another parallel parking chance somewhere. Yeah. So it never seems to use nearly as much room as it has available to it when going in reverse, which is very strange. We are in a Model Y hardware 4 that does not have the front bumper camera. So obviously the most visibility available to it is when it is in reverse, as far as in these tight situations. So I really think it would be making a lot more sense to err on the side of caution and give itself more room when going in reverse to make those kind of maneuvers. But I mean, it did it just fine, I guess. It's just a lot slower than it would have been if it just had taken all the space it had available to it, because then it probably could have made a 3-point turn instead of a 5-point, but that's okay. All right, we'll see here if it is going to be, I think it might be a parallel parking spot down here. Not very many cars though, so should be really easy for it to just pull into one of these spots without any trouble. Here would be good. I guess I put the pin a little bit too far, so it actually passed all of the parking spaces available. Ooh, okay, this is no good. It is parking in the street. Okay, so let's just get going again. Yeah, that's no good. You can't park. We just parked in the street. That was definitely not a parking spot. It wasn't a parking lot, which it was going for a parking lot. It should have, if it missed those parking spots beforehand, what it really should have done is just circled the block, tried to find parking elsewhere, but it did not. So yeah, that was interesting. Let's just navigate to target. We're not actually going to go there. Just wanted to have some final thoughts here as we continue driving, and if anything interesting comes up, we'll mention them. But so version 14.2.2.3, I don't notice anything different about it so far. It still drives great most of the time. Navigation is definitely an issue, as well as the parking garages are definitely not solved. The one time that we did get it to go into the parking garage and out on one attempt, I guess was a fluke, because almost all other times we've had struggles with it, either not going into the parking garage or not being able to get out, and kind of just getting stuck in a loop in the parking garage. And that's what it did tonight. It just got stuck in a loop. Also, the parallel parking job was atrocious. It was very far off of the curb, so that is not good. It definitely needed to be close to the curb, or much closer to the curb than it was, because we were in the street at that point, and it's not a very wide street as it is, so that would definitely not be good. Definitely wouldn't want to leave my car in that position, and really, frankly, probably would be allowed to get a ticket for parking like that. But we also, when we did that final parking job, it was definitely not legal to just park in the turn lane, because that's what it was. It was a turn lane. It was on the street, and it was not a curbside parking job. It was looking for a parking lot, and so it must have confused that with a parallel parking spot. I don't know, but it definitely was not a parallel parking spot, so that we definitely needed to move along. So anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.